By the end of the year, a medium-range missile system equipped with the hypersonic missile Oreshnik will also be put on combat duty.
President Vladimir Putin has addressed an expanded meeting of the Russian Defense Ministry Board, delivering his assessment of Russia's military position and announcing developments in strategic weapon systems. The meeting brought together Russia's top military leadership, including Defense Minister Andrei Belousov and Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov. Putin's address covered his view of the past year's military operations and outlined priority tasks for developing Russia's armed forces. Putin stated that the outgoing year has become an important stage in fulfilling the objectives of the special military operation. Putin claims Russian forces hold the strategic initiative across the front. Ukraine and Western officials describe the situation differently. The Russian leader described what he characterizes as ongoing military advances. Putin says Russian troops are advancing and trying to wear Ukrainian forces down, a claim that cannot be independently verified from his remarks alone. Putin said Russia has taken over 300 settlements this year, a figure that outside reporting cannot fully confirm from public evidence. He described these as including major cities that Ukrainian forces had turned into fortified strongholds. And according to Putin, these positions did not hold. He said they proved powerless against the courage and military skill of Russian fighters. The Russian president credited tactical and operational experience gained in battle for enabling breakthroughs. Putin stated that positions seized and bridgeheads created in recent months allow Russia to increase the pace of offensive operations in strategically important directions. This assessment reflects Moscow's narrative that momentum has shifted in Russia's favor. The Russian president expressed pride in what he called the feats of soldiers and officers fighting on the front lines. He described them as defending Russia and the security of the country's citizens. Putin specifically referenced Ukrainian forces equipped with modern foreign equipment and weapons. Putin claims Western-trained Ukrainian units were beaten back. Kyiv does not frame it that way. The characterization of Ukrainian forces as being worn down reflects Moscow's stated strategy of attrition warfare. Russian military officials have consistently argued that Ukraine cannot sustain its losses indefinitely, regardless of Western support. Putin's reference to elite units trained in Western military centers addresses a key aspect of NATO's support for Ukraine. Moscow's implication is that Western training has not proven sufficient to prevent Russian advances. This assessment contrasts sharply with Western narratives about the conflict. NATO officials have generally described the situation differently, often emphasizing Ukrainian resilience. Moscow's version emphasizes Russian momentum and Ukrainian exhaustion. In a significant moment, Putin publicly acknowledged North Korean personnel. He referred to them as DPRK comrades in arms. Putin said DPRK personnel fought shoulder to shoulder with Russian soldiers in Kursk and helped with mine clearing. These details are hard to independently verify. Putin stated, by decision of Comrade Chairman of State Affairs of the DPRK, Kim Jong-un, they were sent to participate in the liberation of the Kursk region and fought valiantly and bravely shoulder to shoulder with Russian soldiers against the enemy. This public acknowledgement is notable. While Western intelligence agencies and media outlets have reported on North Korean troops in Russia for months, Moscow had previously been less explicit. Putin's direct praise represents a shift toward open acknowledgement of this military cooperation. The Russian president said DPRK forces participated in what he called the large-scale and extremely difficult work of demining. This suggests North Korean personnel are involved in support operations, according to Moscow's account. The Kursk region became a flashpoint when Ukrainian forces launched a cross-border incursion earlier this year. According to Moscow, Russian forces, with DPRK support, have been working to push Ukrainian troops back and secure the border area. Putin's public thanks to Kim Jong-un signals the depth of stated military cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang. This partnership has been a source of concern for Western governments who have condemned it as destabilizing. For Russia, the cooperation represents an alternative to Western isolation. For North Korea, it provides an opportunity for Pyongyang to strengthen ties with a major power. The acknowledgement also serves a domestic purpose in Russia. Putin announced that the medium-range missile system with the hypersonic Oreshnik missile will be put on combat duty by the end of the year. Putin said it is moving toward operational status. The exact readiness level is not publicly verifiable. Putin noted that last November saw the first combat use of the Oreshnik system. Russia framed the Dnipro strike as a signal. Western experts and officials have treated it as a serious escalation risk. Putin claims Oreshnik is extremely hard to intercept. That performance claim is not independently proven. Analysts say this could raise the stakes if the system is fielded as Russia describes it. By announcing combat duty status, Russia is signaling confidence in the weapon's readiness. This represents Moscow's narrative of advancing capabilities despite Western pressure. Putin claimed progress in tests of Burevestnik and Poseidon systems. Independent confirmation of reliability is limited for both weapons. According to Putin, the Burevestnik strategic cruise missile has what he described as unlimited range, and the Poseidon is an unmanned underwater vehicle. Putin said that due to nuclear power plants, these systems will remain unique for a long time. Putin said the systems already exist. Whether they are deployed at scale is unclear from public evidence. The Russian president emphasized they ensure strategic parity, security, and Russia's global positions for decades to come. Putin said Russia will continue to work on these systems, refining, improving, and upgrading them. Moscow wants to project an image of technological advancement despite Western sanctions. The emphasis on strategic parity reflects Moscow's stated concern, maintaining a credible deterrent against NATO. Russia has consistently argued that Western encroachment and support for Ukraine threatens Russian security. Putin's message to the Defense Ministry Board and to international audiences is that Russia is not falling behind technologically. Despite sanctions and Western pressure, Moscow claims it is advancing its weapons programs. For Western planners, these announcements require assessment of whether Russia's claims are accurate and what implications they have for NATO's strategic posture. Independent verification of Russia's stated capabilities remains limited. The Burevestnik and Poseidon represent Russia's investment in what it describes as asymmetric capabilities designed to counter Western technological advantages. Moscow frames these as guaranteeing Russian security for decades. Putin addressed NATO's role in the conflict directly. He stated that behind the Kiev regime stands the potential of the countries of the world's largest military political bloc. The Russian president said large-scale military assistance is continuously flowing to Ukraine, along with advisors, instructors, mercenaries, and intelligence data. This characterization frames the conflict as one between Russia and NATO, with Ukraine as a proxy. Putin argued that despite this support, Russian troops demonstrate high combat readiness and training. He said the capabilities of the Russian army are constantly developing through improving combat composition and military command systems. The Russian leader praised what he called qualitative improvements in operational and combat training and increasing effectiveness of the defense industry, which he said has quickly restructured many production processes. Putin credited Russia's defense industrial complex with ensuring the army and navy are equipped with modern weapons and equipment in a timely manner. He listed specific capabilities he said are being delivered to Russian forces. According to Putin, ground forces are receiving missile and artillery systems with high-precision means of destruction, loitering munitions, various types of drones, and robotics. This reflects Russia's stated adaptation to drone warfare. Putin noted that aerospace forces are receiving upgraded missiles and aerial bombs with controlled planning and correction modules, capable of operating effectively in complex jamming environments. The Russian president specifically thanked those involved in improving weapons effectiveness, saying it has increased by over 80% recently. He called this real help for Russian forces on the battlefield, and Putin referenced the joint strategic exercise Zapad 2025. Zapad 2025 is primarily a Russia-Belarus exercise. Moscow says partners also took part in some form. He said all tasks to protect the security of the Union state from potential external aggression were successfully worked out. The reference to Union state indicates cooperation with Belarus, Russia's closest ally. The Zapad series of exercises has historically been a source of concern for NATO, demonstrating Russian-Belarusian military integration. Putin noted that Russia is passing on to allies and partners the experience gained during the special military operation. The exercise and the sharing of combat experience indicate that Russia views its military partnerships as increasingly important. Moscow positions itself as a source of practical military knowledge. Putin's address to the Defense Ministry Board conveyed a consistent message. Russia's military position is strengthening, according to Moscow's assessment, despite Western sanctions and support for Ukraine. The combination of announced territorial gains, new weapons announcements, international military partnerships, and industrial adaptation presents Moscow's narrative of a country successfully resisting Western pressure. For Russian domestic audiences, the message reinforces confidence in the military leadership and the direction of the conflict. For international audiences, it signals that Russia is committed to its current course. Whether these claims are fully accurate is difficult to assess independently. What is clear is that Moscow wants both domestic and international observers to understand that Russia believes time is on its side. The announcement of Oreshnik's stated combat duty status, the acknowledgement of DPRK forces, and the claims of 300 settlements taken all serve to project an image of momentum. Russia's message is that it holds the initiative, and this trajectory will continue.
Dear Andrei Rimovich, dear comrades, Today, as part of the expanded board of the Ministry of Defense, we will discuss the results of our work over the past period. We will determine the priority tasks for the development of the armed forces and the strengthening of the country's defense capability. I would like to note that the outgoing year has been an important stage in accomplishing the objectives of the special military operation. The Russian army has gained and firmly holds the strategic initiative along the entire front line. Our troops are confidently advancing and grinding down the enemy, its groupings and reserves. This includes the so-called elite units and formations that have undergone training in Western military centers and are equipped with modern foreign equipment and weaponry. This year, more than 300 settlements have already been liberated, including major cities that the enemy had turned into fortified strongholds filled with long-term fortification structures. They did not hold out, but turned out to be powerless in the face of the courage and military skill of our soldiers. The positions taken, the bridgeheads established over the past months, and of course the unique tactical and operational experience gained in battles breaking through the enemy's deep defenses, all make it possible to increase the pace of the offensive in strategically important directions. We are proud of the feats of our soldiers and officers fighting on the front lines, of everyone who is defending Russia and the safety of our citizens. I would like to acknowledge our own and our North Korean comrades in arms. By decision of Comrade Chairman of the State Affairs Commission of the DPRK, Kim Jong-un, they were sent to take part in the liberation of the Kursk region. And shoulder to shoulder with Russian fighters, they bravely and valiantly fought against the enemy. They took part in the large-scale and extremely difficult work of demining the liberated land of Kursk. It is our duty to always remember all our fallen comrades in arms, to support their families, their children, their parents. The state will do everything necessary for this. I ask you to honor the memory of those who died for the motherland. A moment of silence. Distinguished members of the board, we know that behind the Kiev regime stands the potential of the member countries of the world's largest military political bloc, NATO. Large-scale military assistance is being provided continuously. Advisors, instructors, and mercenaries are being sent, and intelligence data is being shared. In such difficult conditions, our troops are demonstrating high combat capability and training. The capabilities of the Russian army are constantly evolving. Work to strengthen the armed forces has been ongoing continuously in recent years. Continuously. I mean the improvement of their combat composition and qualitative enhancements in the military command system, in operational and combat training. And of course, increasing the efficiency of the defense industry, which has rapidly restructured many production and technological processes and is producing in-demand products in ever-growing volumes. Thanks to the efficient work of the defense industrial complex, the Army and Navy are being equipped with modern weapons and equipment on time. Missile systems are being delivered to the ground forces. And artillery systems with high-precision strike capabilities, loitering munitions, various types of drones, and robotics. The aerospace forces are receiving upgraded missiles and aerial bombs with guided planning and correction modules capable of operating effectively in complex electronic warfare environments. Well, many people here know how much the effectiveness of our operations has increased recently. Sometimes it exceeds 80%. I want to thank those who are involved in this work. This is real help, truly real. This year, as part of the Navy, have been reinforced with new submarines, including the strategic missile carrier Knyaz Požarsky, as well as 19 surface ships and vessels. Successful tests have been conducted of the strategic Burevestnik cruise missiles with unlimited range and the unmanned underwater vehicle Poseidon. Thanks to the use of nuclear power plants, these systems will remain unique and one of a kind for a long time to come. They will ensure strategic security parity and secure Russia's global position for decades to come. We will continue to work on these systems. We will keep refining, perfecting, and improving them, but they already exist. By the end of the year, a medium-range missile system equipped with the hypersonic missile Oreshnik will also be put on combat duty. Last November, it was used in combat for the first time. The high level of training of units and formations, as well as their ability to tackle the most complex tasks, is confirmed during regularly conducted exercises, including with the participation of our foreign allies and partners, to whom we are passing on the experience gained during the special military operation. I would also like to highlight the good results demonstrated during the joint strategic exercise Zapad 2025. All tasks related to the protection and security of the Union state against potential external aggression were successfully completed.